Good afternoon. Am I speaking with Mr. Flabby?
Dear Flabby, I've got a question for you. I have a little problem, so what's your answer?
Dear Pickle and Ham, do you think that obesity should be considered a disability? The fact people can get checks from the government for being fat is just wrong to me. P.S. This is not a sneaky way to call Doug fat. I'm genuinely curious what you two think. If you care what we think, why'd you give us your fucking opinion? I didn't ask you.
I didn't ask you. Here's what I think. What do you think? I'm curious. I'm curious what you think about this. I definitely have an opinion.
I was going to go so far as to say that there is never a circumstance where obesity should be considered a disability, but
Really?
I'm sure there's somebody that got fat for brain problems or something. But
So it's only should be considered a disability because of the reasons? Like if you're confined to your bed, you don't think that's a disability? Just automatically? No matter how that happened?
yeah. Okay. Do other disabilities, what's other reasons you can get disabilities?
I know personally there are people who get money from the government because they have ADD.
Yeah, but that's something they were born with. Give me something else.
Some people are predetermined to be fat. If you lose a leg and you're in a wheelchair
Okay. How did they lose the leg?
in the war,
Okay. The government did that. Give me something else.
in a car accident,
Who was at fault?
the government. It was a government car that ran him over. I don't fucking know. You're trying to tie it back to how the government that was at fault. Does it matter? Does any of that matter if somebody is disabled?
Okay. Here's what I think.
Mhm.
If somebody eats more than they exercise
Yes.
and starts gaining weight
Yes.
and then gets to a point where like, okay, so my whole life has been, I was going to say a roller coaster of weight gain and weight loss, but it's really just been like a really short roller coaster. Okay. So when I was young, I was fat.
Uh-huh.
In my early adult life, I was very fit.
Yep.
Then I was really fat.
Yep.
Okay. I noticed going from fit to fat. Like
Okay.
I was there for it. I knew when it was happening.
I was there
Okay.
for it.
So if you're telling me like, if I keep eating the way that I am,
Yes.
at some point, if I quit working and keep eating,
Yes.
at some point, it's going to start getting hard for me to get out of bed.
Yeah.
It's not like I go to bed one day and I'm fine, and I go to bed the next day and it's like, I can't get out of here.
That's all right, go ahead. I'll let you finish.
So I have a hard time saying that somebody should get paid by the government or by the other citizens, or however you want to fucking word it,
Sure.
for letting themselves get that way.
So I understand what you're saying, but what's the alternative? They just sit.
They die.
That's what I mean. So that's the alternative. Say that they just die. That's it.
Or they fucking lose weight and go get a job. That's not my fucking problem to figure out.
So you're okay with just letting people die. That's what I'm asking you.
You should have just asked that. Yes.
Sorry, you should have just asked that. Yeah. Let them motherfuckers die.
Why would I not be? Like what?
I mean, I don't know. So
Survival of the fittest, baby.
what about survival of the fattest?
Well, they're on their own. Okay,
So-
so you think fat should be a disability?
Yeah, to go by the BMI. Like if you're 8 pounds overweight, do you get money from the government?
Okay, so I don't know if you know this or not. Medically, I think I'm considered morbidly obese.
Okay.
That means just by them two words, that means I'm going to die from fat.
Yes.
Okay. Should I be able to quit my job and just get paid?
Yes.
All right, I'm back in.
Absolutely. Once you go from obese to morbidly obese, because I think I'm obese, like by the charts or whatever. Once you go from obese to morbidly obese, then the checks start rolling in.
Okay, but can I make as much from my fat checks as I do from my work checks?
Fat checks.
And can they pay me in Reese's peanut butter cups? Because I really like those, and I don't want to lose this shit.
That's the thing. You'll get half your pay in money, the other half in food. They'll just give you extra food stamps.
See, okay, like where do you draw the line? You have to have a doctor say, yeah, he can't work because he's too fat. And then you turn that in and they give you a parking spot.
Yes.
Okay, here's what I suggest.
All right.
If you get disability for being fat, you have to hang a fat plaque on your rearview mirror and you have to have a parking spot on the furthest from the entrance.
No, because then you're forcing people to get off of government assistance. You can't do that.
I can. If I was asked this question, I get to make up the fucking rules.
All right. I got one even better. If you get money for being fat every single day in the time that you would normally be working, like 9 to 5 or whatever, you have to stand in the middle of your town and just be fat in the middle of your town so everybody can just stand and laugh at you. You just stand there and be fat.
You know, like when you go to the carnival, they do the pitching machines.
Yes. Yeah.
Except you just throw hams at them.
You just throw hams at the fat guy. And pretty soon there'll be nobody to throw the hams. Just a bunch of people sitting around waiting for ham.
I've got it.
All right.
Yes, you should be able to get fat disability. Because disability means I can't work because of this.
Right.
Okay. So you have to report every day for 8 hours to exercise class.
Exercise class.
Paying somebody to stay home and get fatter because they're fat does not make any sense to me.
So do we get to...
Oh, let me ask you this.
All right.
If, let's say somebody comes back from the war.
Yes.
And they lost both of their legs.
Yes.
They can't work. And their arms. Fuck it. They have to have somebody else fill out their paperwork.
Is their name Matt?
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Sorry.
If there was a chance that their doctor, okay, we're going to pay you money because you can't work.
Yes.
But if you go 8 hours a day, 5 days a week to this laboratory, they can grow back your arms and legs.
Yes.
And then you'll eventually get off of this as soon as your fingers pop out.
Yeah.
Don't you think that most people would say, fuck yeah, sign me up?
Yeah, rub that cream on my stumps and let's go.
Right. So why not apply that same logic to fat? Yes, we're going to pay you because you can't work and you need to eat and shit. You need a place to live.
Yeah.
But in order to do that, this is your job now. Even if it's just having them pull a plow through a field or something, I don't give a shit. Something productive.
Pick cotton? Is that...
You're on to it now. You know,
So-
we lost all our cotton pickers.
So as long as we have to be able to tie this back into public shaming somehow. So all of your exercise
Throw
classes,
ham at the cotton pickers.
all of the exercise classes are going to be live streamed. There's going to be a new service.
That'd be funny.
Right. Instead of watching people play video games, now you get to watch fat people work out.
All right.
So we just solved it. We figured it all out.
Hope that helped.